Hello friends, welcome you all for this video. In this video we are just going to see a technique, PCR technique, which has been used for diagnosing a coronavirus. Let me begin to the video. First of all, whatever may be the case, a collection of sample plays a major role, right? So in this case we are just going to collect a sample first. For that, professionals will take a sample from the mouth as well as a nostrils. Both the ways they can collect a sample. In this picture you can view that a sample has been collected with the help of knob from the mouth, and you can also view this image. Here they are collecting a sample from the nostrils. Like this, the sample has been collected by professions from the patients. Then the sample has been um, saved into a viral transcription media. It has been available in a specific artificial container with the sterile condition. While the probe has been placed inside that, then it has been immediately thrown to a lab for diagnosing. Then only we will get the result as soon as possible. First of all, we have to know what are the problems in this case. The thing is, it has to be done in a fast manner. If we are going to take a time means, then it will be get denatured completely. Then the sample, when the sample was denatured, then it will be totally waste. Then we have to take one more time that sample and have to be run furtherly. For that case, for avoiding that, just do it in a faster way. Then if the patient has been infected severely by COVID-19, then the infections can be spread from throat, mouth to lungs itself, lungs also. So it will get some serious condition to him or her. After collecting a sample, it has been thrown to a laboratory for analysis. In that, actually a PCR technique needs a double stranded RNA. Then only we can make some multiple copies of it. It's a work of PCR, actually polymerase chain reaction. But in this case, in this virus, we have only single stranded RNA with a 30,000 bases. For that, we have to first convert into a DNA fragment from RNA to DNA. For that, isolation is most important, right? We have to isolate that single stranded RNA from that virus. Then the single stranded RNA must be converted into a double stranded DNA also. How it has performed? First of all, we will take that single stranded RNA as a template, and with the help of nucleotide bases as well as a primers, we are just going to attach all those things. It will be helpful to bind and convert into single stranded RNA to DNA. The It will be like adenine, guanine, cytosine and uracil with the same two bond nucleotides, such as adenine to uracil, adenine to adenine, and guanine to cytosine, and cytosine guanine is a common basic binding sequences. Like that, it will be get binded and converted into a DNA fragment. Then we have to do a actual PCR technique. In that technique, we are just going to take that extracted or artificially generated DNA into the tube, and we are just going to add a fluorescent dye, primers, nucleotides, and DNA binding enzymes. All those things will be helpful in a various manner. DNA binding enzymes will be helpful to get a more number of copies while it has to be under processing. Then the nucleotides are more important, because if you need more copies means, then it has to be some sources, right? Regarding that, these four sources are known as nucleotides: adenine, guanine, cytosine and uracil in this case, actually. Then the primers are most important. It has to be run, right? To run the process, primers are most important. Then our target sample, which is nothing but an artificially generated DNA. Then we are adding fluorescence too, it will give an indication regarding that virus infection. Okay, for like that we will take while doing PCR techniques. It will PCR technique is a simple technique. It will no, it's just a complicated technique, but it's very simple to understand. That means I'm just going to say, mm, it will produce some n number of copies from a single parent, which means by the single DNA we had just made it, right? It will be converted into multiple copies at the same time, cycle 1, cycle 2, cycle 3, like that it will be get replicating, and we will at the end we will get some n number of PCR copies, DNA copies, sorry, DNA copies from the PCR. Then we have to see that um, how it will be concluded as positive as well as a negative cases. If we have a positive means, then it will be the curve will be rising, then we will say that it will be positive. Then if the curve will be under the control, then it will be known as negative. Then this stage is indicated by actually we are just taking a specific sequence in the complete DNA. That specific sequence must be an viral protein, viral sequencing, like that. For an example, I am just taking some four base sequence. Let's see that it may be an adenine, cytosine, guanine, and uracil, like this only. Like this, I had just taken means then it is my product proper sequence that I had taken for this test. So the DNA's whatever the stages or whatever the positions it contains, the fluorescent dyes will be get attached to that, and it will starts to get fluorescence. Based upon the fluorescence level, we can understand that yeah, this kind of proteins are mostly available in that. So the person has this much of severity on infection, like that we can understand, friends. And this is a simple and it's very easy to understand, but economy wise it's very highly worthable, that means highly budgetable. Then I hope that you will like this video. Thank you, friends. Have a great day. Bye.